Hey guys, I've been seeing in the WhatsApp group that there are a bunch of questions that people have been asking about Teams and Zoom. So I figured I'd just do a quick little video covering the basics of both of them, since they're what you're going to use for any kind of online learning that you're going to do. So I'm not going to cover installing Teams because it's part of Microsoft 365. So I'll include a link in the down in the description that will take you to the video about installing Office, and then Teams gets installed with it. So when you first open Teams, it's going to ask you to log in. So you're going to go ahead and put down your Have email address and just click sign in. Now, if you're signed in to your Have account on your computer, it's not even going to ask you for the password. But if it takes you to a site that asks for your password, go ahead and enter it and it'll log you in. So when you get in Teams, there's a few different things here that you'll see, right? There's chats over on the left. So this is how you can actually chat with pretty much anybody that's in the program. Anybody that has a Have email address is actually going to be connected in Teams as well. Then the main thing that you're going to have is here inside Teams. There's different views for it. So I prefer this list view here. Sometimes you'll open it up and they'll just be tiles, but it's really the same thing. Each one of these are a different team. Some professors will create a team for a specific class. Some professors will create one for different lab groups. Some have just a team for themselves, and then you go there at the right time, and that's when they're actually going to start their presentation. So it really depends on the professor, and there's no one way that everybody's going to do it. But you'll notice that some of these teams, they have these different channels underneath where they're all different posts, and they're all little mini like subgroups that are part of the greater team. So when you open up a team, you see that you have just the general. If you're right here, it's going to be a post that goes to everybody. Also, you'll see that there's a place where you can share files. So if the professor is sharing files in Teams, or if you have to share them in Teams, this is where you would do it. If you open in SharePoint, it's just going to open it up in a browser, but it's basically OneDrive that just belongs to this team. To join a meeting that's going on in the team, you'll just find the meeting, you'll hit join. I'll go ahead and start one now just so that you can see kind of what it looks like. So it has your name, you hit join, and once it connects, you're in the group. So you'll see I'm the only member here. That's why I can't really show you what it's like to be talking to other people. But there's a conversation, so you can have a chat. Some professors check this, some don't. Generally, they want you to come in muted. So make sure that your mic's not unmuted when you join. It's very distracting to everybody else when you're talking in the background. You have TV, kids, whatever. It gets very distracting in class. And then here's where you're going to have your meeting. You'll see your professor, you'll see the slides they have, and this is where the class happens. So that's Teams in a nutshell. It's pretty simple. It's not too hard to figure out. The other one that you're going to be using probably is going to be Zoom. So again, I'll put the link to download Zoom in the description. But when you get to the download page, you just hit download, you install it. Pretty self-explanatory. I'm not going to go through that. But once you open up Zoom, this is where it's not that people will make a mistake, but people do it differently. Because of Zoom bombing that was going on last semester, some professors will make it so that you have to log in with your Have account in order for you to be able to access their class. So the way that you do that is once you open Zoom, just go ahead and click here where it says sign in with SSO. SSO is single sign-on. You're going to type in Have TAC Hamburg, click continue. And in your browser, it's going to take you to this logon site. So you go ahead and log on with your regular login credentials. And it's going to go to launch Zooms. So you open up Zoom and you notice that now it's logged in. If you have the link for a meeting, you just put that in the browser. So I've got a link ready and I'll just show you what that looks like. So when you go and you put in the link to the meeting in the browser, it's just going to give you this open Zoom meetings. Go ahead and open it. And this meeting isn't one that's going on right now, so I can't join it. But if it were going on, it would either say that we're waiting for the professor to log in and start the meeting, or you're going to enter the meeting. So just in case you've never seen it, I'll go ahead and just start one so you can see what it looks like. So it'll ask you how you want to join. Go ahead and join with your computer audio. But just like before, try to join with your microphone muted so that you're not interrupting anybody that's presenting if you're not at the beginning of class. If you're one of the first ones, yeah, it doesn't really matter, but it's just a good practice to join with a muted mic. You'll be able to see who else is in the meeting by clicking the participants button. There's also a chat. The chat's not showing up right now because I'm the only one in the meeting. But there's a chat so you can talk. And there's also a little button where you can raise your hand, which I can't do because I'm the presenter right now. But that's a way that some professors will use for you to get their attention. So that's a really quick down and dirty on Zoom and Microsoft Teams. If something's confusing about it or you're just having trouble understanding how to use the programs, feel free to reach out, but you'll definitely be using them for any online components that you're going to have over the next couple of semesters. Hope this was helpful.